What's up, everybody? It is February 27th. Today, we're going to go through four things. The first one is Robinhood. Robinhood options. The last 2 days, I've been covering this trade. I'd be remiss if I didn't give you some position management tips on this trade as it's active, it's working. Two, Instacart. Instacart had its IPO 5 months ago. When a stock IPOs, they have a lockup. And what that means is most often, okay, you don't have to have a lockup actually, but everyone has a lockup. How a lockup works is usually a ton of shares are locked up, meaning that if you work for a company that goes public, you can't sell your stock right when it goes public because they want the stock to perform well. So what happens is they lock up a huge portion of the stock, and that stock is locked up for 6 months. Every single stock, the Googles, the Apples, you can go through the history. Once that lockup is unlocked, when a stock is higher, it floods the market with shares. So naturally, those shares push the stock down. Well, CART, right before the lockup, we're seeing huge insider buys. I guess I should mention the one lockup trade that has been a thorn in our side has been ARM. ARM. It's going straight up into its lockup, which I think is March 12th. Different topic. Number 3 is massive unusual options activity in a stock called App. We were joking around. App Lovin'. Turns out the name is actually from McLovin from Superbad, the movie. The guys are young technologists in San Francisco, so they named it App Lovin'. 4, VKTX, options trade. You want to see how somebody could turn 1 million into 75 million in 11 days? That's the fourth topic. So let's get going. Again, covered Robinhood. The trade's working, but again, you have to manage your position. Now, we like to say 10 traders can take the exact same trade. You're going to have 10 different results, but I'm here to help you along. Now, if you didn't get a chance, watch the video. It's below. After that, watch part 2. We shared buying the 14 strike. Now, Robinhood's rallying, but look what it's doing. It's right up to its expected move. The expected move in options, it's kind of like the over-under in a sports betting. It's where the market makers price the straddle for the life of that option. So Hood is trading right up to the top of its expected move. Now, for those who jumped in on the trade, and the trade was buying the 14 strike for $1.70, right? Well, if you buy it, it's $170 of risk. You can never lose more. Well, right now, those 14s are trading $2.95, almost $3. An excellent way to manage this trade is to put it into a free trade. Now, a free trade is you risk the $1.70. So we have to make that $1.70 back. That's what I'm thinking about. How can we make that debit back? So what you can do in Hood is where can we sell for $1.70? Now, the 17s for $1.50. I love it. You buy for $1.17 on the 14 strike. So you're long stock from 14. It's in the money. It's rallying. So what do? Hey, you can just sell those 17s for $1.50. Now, your debit was $1.70, but since you sold those for $1.50, your debit is now only $20. So you originally got into the trade $170 of risk. Well, now you only have $20 of risk. Well, what's your upside? Right now you have $20 of risk, and your upside is the difference between that 17 strike and 14. $3. $20 of risk, $280 of reward if Hood continues doing what it's doing. We have 80 more days. I like our chances, but the coolest thing is you have almost zero risk, right? Yeah, you could sell the 16s and then you would have no risk at all. But then the most you can make is the $2 between the 14 and the 16 strike. Enough about Hood. Great example of an unusual options activity trade. But let's move on because we've covered it 3 days in a row. We only did that because the sucker's moving so fast. I shared this yesterday, guys. I shared this in our Discord. Go long cart. More to come. Instacart, now called Maple Bear. I didn't know that. Instacart's called Maple Bear. I've been in the business for a long time. I got in the business in 97. I love following unusual options activity. I have no problem thinking that if somebody makes a $10 million bet, they probably know more than I do. So we can piggyback those trades. But look at this. I was just messing around, doing some research, and I stumbled across these trades. Starting February 20th, moving up to February 22nd. Over a 2-day period. And this was the IPO'd 5 months ago. It's going into its lockup, where all these insiders are now able to sell their shares. They were locked up. They couldn't sell their shares. But you know what they're doing? They're not selling their shares. They're buying and buying and buying. They're buying $57 million worth of stock walking in to the lockup. So they don't want to, they're not looking to get out of their stock. They are buyers. And when you see that kind of buyer, you want to hop on board. So let me pull up CART. CART is going straight up. I actually like the stock more than the options. You can see here, CART. Just straight up. IPO, couldn't hold, drops off, but now the buying, it's relentless. So, CART. It's a trade that I'm really excited about. These guys were buying at 27 to 29. The stock's at 31.50. I think the stock's going well above 50. Another example of unusual options activity is going to be 3, McLovin, AppLovin. Now, why did I share this one? Well, January 24th. App. Unusual options activity. Relentlessly buying the 50 strike going into earnings. You can see there it's about $1.2 million in premium, betting that app goes higher. Now, what do I love to do? Great. That's a huge bet. We'll jump on board. And so I want to cover this because app continues to rip higher. And anybody who got into that trade, what do we got now? Those expiring in April, we're going to see those 50s trading at 11.50. So that's up 350% on app. So heck of a trade, but a big reason, guys, we want to follow unusual options activity. That's where we can see what the big dogs are doing. Okay, here's my last one for today. And if I just open up the link, and 2, I'm going to put this document underneath for everybody, but I just open up this link. Vikings Therapeutics catapult 73%. Now it's up 100%. Last check, up 100% as weight loss drug beats out Lilly. Okay? Huge news. Now, I didn't tell everybody to go buy VKTX. It'd be a lot cooler if I did. But I am so not trustworthy of Wall Street. I always believe that retail gets left holding the bag. So I wanted to go and see what kind of unusual options activity was there before this news was released. And that brings you to why I said in the beginning, let me show you how you can risk 1 million and turn it into 73 million, because that's exactly what these trades did. So I did a search, and again, I'm going to leave this document in the bottom of the video. You can just grab the Google Doc. But VKTX, looking at all their activity going back February 1st, 2022 to present day, the biggest trade during all that time, during that 2-year period, the biggest trade just happened to be February 16th. February 16th, I got the exact figures over here, and you can look at the document as well. $1 million were spent, 2,500 calls, a strike price of 48. The cost of those calls, $4.20. The stock price was trading $35 at the time of the purchase. Today, February 27th, at the time I just did this, stock was trading 76. The price of those calls is now 30. So the total investment of 1 million nets that fella, lady, person, $75 million. So either somebody has a little bit of insider information or they're extremely lucky. I don't know. But nevertheless, that's exactly how you turn 1 million into 75 million. VKTX, pardon me. My name's Jonathan Rose. I'm the owner of Masters in Trading. Thanks so much for watching, guys.